Talk about some of the people you've worked with. Because if you go way back with Ice's story, the Rhyme Syndicate's interesting.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you have relations with people from Everlast to Lord Finesse. It's sort of like all over the board. Tell us a little bit more about your come up in the game.
I mean, when I first started, I used to rap this club called The Radio in Los Angeles. It was an underground area in MacArthur Park Zone, and they used to fly in New York rappers. Cold Crush Brothers performed there, Grand Mixer DST, all these OGs and stuff. And I became friends with Islam. Now at the time, I was hustling. I had a Porsche. I had all these things that you see all these rappers had, but it was street money. So these cats were fascinated with me. They were like, "You're a rapper, but how you got all this shit?" I'm like, "Don't worry about that. I want to be a rapper." So when I first got into the rap game, man, I had 2 pages on, and I was financing myself, like a lot of rappers have done in the past. And I made an oath to my guys from LA that were my friends. I said, if I get put on, I'll come back for you. So when I finally got my record deal through Warner Brothers, Sire, I had these cats that were around me at the time in LA, and we called ourselves the Syndicate. The Syndicate was supposed to have been a group of groups with a common goal. Looking in the dictionary, that's what it is, groups of businesses syndicate. So everybody who wasn't in NWA and wasn't on Delicious Vinyl was Syndicate. That's how we broke LA down. So all Cube and them, that was NWA's crew. They was all that, love to them. Those were my guys. Then you had Tone Loc and Young MC. It was on Delicious Vinyl, but that shit was kind of pop.
Right, it was a different vibe.
Kind of pop. Matt Dyke and them did that. And then I had Everlast. I signed Lord Finesse because I used to come out here to the New Music Seminar, and he was the baddest freestyler I'd ever heard. I had a cat named Divine Styler. I had DJ Muggs, which turned out to be Cypress Hill. I had Dub C, who now is out with Cube, who had a group called Low Profile with DJ Aladdin, who was the world champion. So one of my cats in the group, TDF, his name is now Tim Story, who's one of the biggest black directors in Hollywood, did all the Fantastic Four movies. So these were all my crew. And I knew they were talented, and I did what I could to get them put on and stuff, and hip hop did what it did. Donald D was in there, but to me, that's one of the beauties of hip hop is the putting on theory. There wouldn't have been a Redman if it wasn't an EPMD or a DOS Effects. And in hip hop, you always look to the right of that rapper. That hype man is the next cat. And
I mean, Tupac's that guy. Some of the biggest guys ever were that guy.
I went out on tour with Digital Underground. Tupac was carrying records, and Tupac was, had a lot of rap in him, and he wanted to get his chance. And when he finally got his chance, I mean, I was walking down the street, they had like Tupac's picture, like on some wood, like next to Jesus. I'm like, okay, it's Tupac, it's Jesus. It's like when you become that kind of a person just from making records, come on, man, that's big, So to be able to see, the whole curve of Pac, I was friends with Pac, so it's amazing, what hip hop has done in the past 20 years.